I did not write this book because I had all the answers. I wrote it because I lived through the questions. I do not have all the answers, but I lived all the questions. That is the whole book in one line. I am Brandon DeAndre, but the guy talking to you in this book is Doc B. Doc B is my alter ego. Every good story needs one. Brandon DeAndre is a long name. Doc B is short, to the point, and a lot friendlier. Doc B is the one who tells the stories, shares what he learned, and is not afraid to tell you where he fell on his face. And yes, the doc is real. PhD, 2024. Army Civil Affairs major, 22 years. Over 20 years federal service, CID to the OIG. The wisecrack was always that everybody needs an evil scientist alter ego. Doc B is mine, except this one is on your side. When my editor finished this book, she asked me one question. Is this a leadership book, a motivation book, or a memoir? I said yes. She said it cannot be all three. I said it already is. I wanted to motivate you to lead. I wanted to tell you enough about me that you could see yourself in it, because that is what moved me. When I heard that someone I could relate to had made it through, it pulled me forward. I did not write this for the people whose plans worked. I wrote it for the person knocked off course, trying to find the road again. The soldier becoming a civilian. The leader who watched a team fall apart. The one who hid a struggle because they thought it made them weak. And I wrote it short for the way people read now. Quick. To the point. A book built for the YouTube generation. Yes, I know. A book for people who do not read much. I think that is funny too. A friend of mine read this book, Dr. Karen Westland. She understood my dyslexia better than anyone, and she caught something I did not even mean to do. I kept the voice of being dyslexic. The book does not move in a straight line because my mind does not move in a straight line. It jumps. Flashback, flash forward, loop back, then gain ground. I call those Brandonisms. I write the way Barry Sanders ran. It was never about speed. It was about space. Be patient. Let the blocks develop. A small pause to freeze the defender. Then the cut. Change direction without losing a step. Make one guy miss, then the next. Absorb the hit. Keep your feet and burst through the open space. 2 steps back, then 20 yards. It looks like I am going backward. I am not. I am still moving forward. This book is built out of happy grabs. A happy grab is a short, self-contained story made to hook you fast and pay off before it lets you go. Open the book anywhere. Grab one. Walk away with something. You do not have to start at page 1. Read it front to back. Read one chapter. Read one section. Every piece stands on its own. Someone told me every chapter in here could be a book, and every section could be a chapter. Good. That is what I wanted. I did not write a book about me. I wrote a conversation with you. Underneath all of it, there is a pattern. I call it the leadership arc. It always starts with a mission. Then comes the collision. Sometimes that collision is a miss. Sometimes it is a win that did not feel the way you expected. Sometimes it is a pivot, and then comes the milestone moment. Not the kind with applause or a ceremony, the kind that happens in cars, hallways, late night labs, phone calls, and hospital beds. Mission, collision, milestone, again and again. So what is the mission? The mission is always the same question. What are you going to do to win? Win the war, win the fight, win the trophy, whatever the arena, the mission is the move you make toward the win. But here's the truth this book is built on. You will not always get the win. I did not get my Eagle Scout. The team was a train wreck. The plan broke, and it still worked. Because the win was never really the trophy. The win was that I did not stop, I took the lesson, and I kept moving. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to win every time. You have to find a way to win, even when winning looks nothing like the plan. It started with the first real failure of my life. Eagle Scout was the coolest thing in the world to me. I did not quit like my friends did at first class or star. I went all the way to the end. I did the work, all of it. And then I turned 18. I aged out. The board would not grant the extension. A few more days and I would have had it. It did not destroy me, but it hurt. And I have spent my whole life using that as a battle cry, so I would never come up short again. Sometimes I wonder, if I had gotten it, would I be where I am now? I do not know. Maybe the failure is the reason. Before the army, before the doctorate, there was a kid who could not make the letters sit still. I did not know the word dyslexia. I just knew school was a fight. Nobody else seemed to be fighting. The diagnosis did not fix anything. It gave the maze a name. Then came the military entrance exam with a memory test that was not built for a brain like mine. I did not cheat. I cracked the code. Patterns, repetition, focus. That is chapter 2. Superpower in disguise. The thing they told me was wrong with me turned out to be the way I win. If you have one of those, and I think you do, this chapter was written for you. Let me give you one from the adult years. Chapter 8. Imperfect team, relentless mission. The Army handed us a mission that mattered. Win hearts and minds. Train the Iraqi police. And then they built the team out of leftovers. Captains barely out of school, reservists nobody picked, senior officers pulled off the couch from the ready reserve. No time to come together, nothing in common, great equipment, that was about it. We were not the dirty dozen. We were just mismatched parts told to go do something important. So we did. Not because it was set up to work, because somebody still had to lead it. That is the mission in its hardest form. What are you going to do to win when they did not give you a team built to win? This book is honest, so some of it is heavy. The hardest chapter was chapter 10, PTSD. The war after the war. And it was not the only hard one. There were many difficult stories to tell. I am not going to hand you a tidy bow tonight. Some of the hardest things in this book do not come with a clean ending. You will find those inside where you can sit with them the way they should be met. So why is there humor in a book about failure and PTSD and loss? Because of a man named George Lee. Vietnam veteran, West Point, my closest friend in Omaha. When I came home and I was not okay, George told me funny stories about the war. On purpose. He told me later that if he only told the true ones, the hard ones, he would be buried by them. The humor was how he carried the weight. He handed that to me. So the humor in this book is not me dodging the pain. It is me doing what George taught me. Put a little light next to the heavy, and the memory stops being something that breaks you. It becomes something you can carry. This book has a soundtrack. I do not like silence. I never have. So I built a playlist, chapter by chapter, the real songs I played when I crashed, when I climbed, when I almost quit. They are in the back of the book with why I picked each one and what I was feeling when it played. And the whole playlist is live on Spotify. Scan the code, you read the section, you hear the song, and you feel what I felt. This book does not just talk at you. Every chapter ends the same way. A leadership lesson, then questions for reflection, then a challenge, something to actually go do. I give you a piece of my story, you finish it with your own. You learn about you through me. That is different, and I like it that way. And when the book lights a fire, here is where you put it. The Doc B Recovery Kit, a companion workbook, questions, projects, and scripts you can download and work through. The book opens the door, the kit walks you through it. One more thing, and this one is for my veterans. In the back of the book, there is a section called 12 Things I Wish I Knew Before Getting Out. It is the handoff I wish somebody had given me. Your rank will not transfer, but your character will. Starting over is not failure, it is strategy. Peace feels weird at first. That is not weakness. That might be recovery. 12 of them. Short, blunt, and earned the hard way. If you are about to take the uniform off, or you love somebody who is, that section alone is worth the book. And there is a glossary in the back too, so you do not need to speak Army to read any of it. So before you go, I wanted to hand you the same 3 questions the book hands you. Think about one thing you are chasing right now. What was your mission? What were you going to do to win? Did it land, or did it collide, or did it pivot into something you did not expect? And what was your milestone moment, the quiet one, where something clicked? Sit with those. That is not my story anymore. That is yours. Here is the mission I will leave you with. The next time you fall, do 3 things. Keep going. Do not stop, because a fall is only a loss if you quit. Grab the lesson before you get up, and check the map, because sometimes failing is just life telling you that you are on the wrong road. You do not need a title to lead. You do not need applause. You do not need to be perfect. Leadership is what you choose to do when you could just walk away. Not the plan, but it worked. Real stories, real grit, real leadership. I do not have all the answers, but I lived all the questions. Let me get you a copy. Follow for the release. Hope to see you soon.